Welcome my darlings, I am C and this is CJ DIY. Today I'm gonna be working on some scrap woods. I'm gonna be using triangle shaped scrap woods in 6 different sizes. I decided to add some stands on them. I'm gonna be adding those wooden finials. I got them long time ago. I believe I got those from Hobby Lobby, but if you can check, any crafting stores have finials like this, and you can always use them as your stands for your trees. I mean, you can leave those trees as they are, but this time I wanted to add some stands on them, and with that I'm gonna bring them to a high-end look. So I added a wood glue and I'm gonna let them stand for a little bit until they get dry, and I'm using 4 of those finials for 4 of my trees. And then for the smallest one, I'm gonna be adding a smaller finials or caps on the bottom of my trees. If you don't have finials like this, you can always add those wooden blocks from Dollar Tree and create a stand for it. It's gonna look perfect as well. And now that I got them all glued together, I let them stand for over like 20 to 30 minutes, and now I'm gonna play with some paints. I grabbed some of my Waverly chalk paints and some of my DIY paint, and as you can see, I'm going on each tree to see which color is gonna go on each tree and how they're gonna look. These trees are beautiful as they are. I love the color of wood. You can always stain them with antique wax and leave them as they are. But this time I decided to go with some colors. And as you can see, I used some hunter green, crimson, stained wood, burlap, white, ivory, any colors that I found. The stands, I paint them in a DIY stained wood paint. And now when they're all nice and dry, not just to seal them, but to give them an extra look to my trees, I'm adding some antique wax, I'm adding some DIY wax and DIY clear wax. On this tree, I'm adding white DIY wax and I'm distressing it with my chippy brush, and I'm going everywhere until I cover it and I got the look that I like. I got my DIY products from Semi Unicorn Dust Design. The links are in my description box if you're interested. I love those products. And now, after I cover it all, my green tree, I'm going on my crimson tree with the white antique wax and going the same way like I did on my first tree. After I added the white wax on this crimson tree, I'm adding antique wax just to give that rustic vintage look to it, and I really like how it came out at the end with mixing that white wax with the crimson paint and the antique wax all together. It came out just perfect like I wanted to. You can always be creative and distress your trees and adding different colors, different distressing. You can even make the crackle effect. I did the crackle effect on some of my products previously and I love it. And now for my third tree, I am just adding a clear wax on this Monet Garden DIY paint. I love that green, shade of green. On this one, I'm just adding antique wax and covering it all. And after that, I'm just wiping it off with a wipe to remove the excess. And I got the rustic look that I like. On the next one, which is the stained wood, I believe that's the name of the DIY paint on this paint. All I did is I seal it with a clear wax. And after that, I'm gonna leave them on the side to get dry a little bit. And now I'm gonna work on my embellishments. For embellishment, I'm using a foam clay. I got this clay from Amazon. I'm gonna put the link in my description box as well. And I'm making any kind of border out of my molds. I got those molds long time ago. I believe they're from Amazon. Also, I'm gonna be using my IOD molds. I'm gonna be making some stars and bells from them and see which of those designs gonna look the best at the end on my trees. It's so easy to work with this foam clay because it's flexible and it takes a longer time to get dry, and you can add it in any kind of shape on your creations and add extra embellishments to it. So as you can see, I made so many forms out of my molds. I made some stars, some borders, bells, and see which of those I'm gonna be using to my trees. I'm also gonna add some crochet and wood applique, but before that I would like to add some golden touch to it. So I'm adding 3 shades of gold. One in the middle is from Dollar Tree, and the other 3 I got a long time. One is from Waverly, and the other one I got it in my local store. You can always use rub and buff as well, depends, or you can just stain them, or you can add different color. It's all up to any kind of design as you prefer. For my bell, I just decided to add a crimson paint on it, but after that I'm gonna be adding a golden touch to it. For my crochet, I am adding 2 shades of gold just to get that old antique rustic look to it. And with mixing the both gold together, I got the look that I like. So I'm just painting them with a brush and going over until I cover it all. I'm gonna do the same way on my molds as well, on my stars, and also I made some ornaments from IOD molds. And now on my wooden applique, I'm just adding some golden color as well. And now I can add them on my tree. For my larger tree, I decided to add the wooden applique, and with a tacky glue, I'm just layering it with my sponge brush, and I'm gonna glue it in the middle. And I think this is enough for this tree. I didn't want it to add anything extra. It's just perfect with this little bit touch of gold. It looks beautiful. For my second tree, I decided to add some crochet, and I'm just adding it in the middle and then gluing the sides on the back of the tree. And with adding this extra golden look in the middle and with this design of this crochet, it just gives such a beautiful look to the tree. Kind of shabby chic vintage rustic look to it. Now for my smaller one, I'm adding more crochet. That was the leftover from the other crochet that I have. And I'm gonna do the same thing like I did for my previous. I'm just gonna add a glue, and I'm going slowly around the lines. I don't want the glue to pick through it. And I'm gonna glue it on top of the tree, and it's gonna look just perfect. For my next tree, I'm gonna be adding one of those IOD ornaments, and on this one I believe I use a rose gold Waverly paint, golden paint, and I'm just using a tacky glue, and it worked just perfect. I added in the middle of my tree and nothing more, just adding one little detail on this tree and you have a perfect look for it. For the next tree, I'm gonna be adding the bell, and on the bottom I added another design of those molds that I made. And then for my, I believe this is my last one. For this one, I had a dilemma, and I was going with all those borders and see how it's gonna look if I layer them just like so, creating a pattern and cut them off to fit enough and glue them on my tree. But I thought that was too much since my other trees had already designs on them, so I just wanted to leave this one plain with adding this Dollar Tree ornament on the bottom part, and then on top we're gonna add some star that I made, and I think it's gonna look just perfect just like that. And from a simple scrap wood, this is what I ended up making step by step with all those colors and embellishments. I really love how they all came out. Let me know which one is your favorite one and if I inspire you today, and if you like my content, and if you like my channel, and if you like me. Click like, share, and subscribe. Hit on the bell to get notification each time I upload a new video. I will really appreciate it. And until next time, my darlings, I'm sending you lots of love, lots of music, positive energy, blessings from me to you. Bye-bye.